The day started with scrambling up some leftover egg whites to give to the chickens. We don't really eat a lot of the egg whites, but we have a lot of recipes that just require egg yolks, so we end up with an excess of egg whites every week. And the chickens love to eat them, so they don't go to waste. Every time we come outside, they're super excited to see what treats we've brought them. Today's one of their favorites, their own eggs. We discovered that Pepper, one of our what we call libertarian chickens, who always escapes every day, has found her own personal spot to lay her eggs, as opposed to the very pleasant nest boxes that we provide for them. And they're all blue. I guess now we know which ones are laying the colored eggs. They're big. Got all of them?
Yeah.
How many were there?
A dozen.
It's perfect. Oh my gosh. That one's just getting pooped in. Silly ladies.
Those are the naughty ones. The ones who don't want to stay in. Come here, ladies. Chicka, chicka, chicka.
Man, they can be real dunces. I think you're in their way. Come on, Queen Victoria. Here we go. Douglas had her second vet appointment to make sure that she was gaining weight. She managed to double in size in the span of the month since we brought her in for her first appointment. She's such a good girl. She has no problem coming to the vet. She thinks she owns every room that she walks into and is afraid of nothing. We are out of our home-smoked, home-cured bacon, so here's Gabe preparing some pork belly. We don't buy bacon from the store because it's pretty much impossible to find any that doesn't have a bunch of junk ingredients in it. And if you do find a package that's somewhat decent, it's unreasonably expensive. So for us, this makes more sense. The rub we use is just a mixture of Redmond's real salt and brown sugar. Allegedly, it's been an exceptionally warm fall and winter season in the country, but for us, living this far up north from where we came from, it hasn't felt exceptionally warm. It has been rainy instead of snowy, and I don't really like when it rains here because I'm used to the big boisterous thunderstorms of the Gulf. On this particular rainy day, we're walking around and taking cuttings from various fruiting trees that are growing on the property in order for Gabe to propagate and grow more of next year. And In this area, there's a lot of black cherry trees that we're taking cuttings from. This is a huge apple tree that is seemingly randomly growing right in the middle of the pasture. Gabe's been calling it the boar hot apples because it seems to have planted itself. Look how big she is.
So you want a cutting? What? You want a cutting that is at least like 6 inches, and you want a bud on the bottom, and you want a bud at the top. And my understanding is that the bud at the bottom, when you stick it into the ground, and the ground isn't frozen, but when you stick it into the ground, the roots are gonna come out of there, and then the top will sprout.
We're planting all of the cuttings in this swale that got prepared in the summer in the corral. The plan is for the corral to act as a nursery for all of the baby fruit trees and nut trees.
So to be perfectly honest, I'm not even sure if this works for apples. But it's free. And if it does work, the payoff will be pretty great. And for what we've got planned for that pasture, we just cannot afford to be buying trees from someone else, you know? It would just be a mountain of debt, you know? So all of the wild volunteer fruit and nut and acorn trees we have around here, I'm starting to do this with all of them, and you know, it's bound to work for at least some of them, right? Mulberry, black cherry, elderberry, apple. And we still got that apple and those 2 apples that I want to get cuttings from. I don't know what else.